event. It is coming up next. Ishe Smith standing by with the man who will face the former champion, Estevan Payan.
The Schmo backstage, joined by Estevan Payan. You're the underdog in this fight. How's that make you feel?
Fuck him.
There you go, folks. He's getting ready to make his walk to the pit. Jazz, back to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the pit, Estevan Payan.
Well, you heard it from his mouth. Estevan Payan definitely with a defiant attitude coming into this fight.
He does, you know. He felt his entire boxing career, you know, he just didn't get the right fights, wasn't given the right fights, ended up fighting a lot of the up-and-comers. And in boxing, everybody knows that guys will end up in world title fights with, you know, 28-0 records, 32-0 records. And some of their opponents, many times in pro boxing, could have been questionable, to say the least. Estevan Payan says, look, I never took that route. I don't have a great record, but nobody wants to fight me because I don't have a great record, but they know I'm extremely dangerous. And so that's a tough spot for him to be in. Now fighting Ishe Smith, former world champion. This is the fight he feels he deserved his entire career.
Right, and frankly, for a guy with his record in pro boxing, it's a fight he could never dream of getting. But he gets a fresh start here in the pit. You can take on a guy like Ishe Smith because we're all starting from zero.
This is the Rocky I story, though, right? This is the guy that, you know, the journeyman with a lot of fights, a lot of 4-round fights, and now he's fighting the former world champion. Man, you talk about a huge, this is the biggest fight of his career, obviously.
Oh, no doubt. And Payan, stylistically, for bare knuckle, a guy who has a good-looking style. He keeps everything nice and tight, keeps his chin tucked. With bare knuckles, again, you never know what can happen, and he could potentially be a dangerous proposition for Ishe Smith against all odds.
Most certainly, most certainly. And look, motivation plays a lot in people winning fights, and he is extremely motivated, has trained extremely hard for this fight, and he's going to give no respect to Smith tonight, none.
We saw Payan in bare knuckle action earlier this year. He looked spectacular. Can he do so once again against a decidedly tougher test in Ishe Smith?
Now we're backstage, joined with the world champion boxer, Ishe Smith. What's the message you're going to send to this crowd early on in the fight?
I don't know, man. Just tune in. The same thing. I've been doing this 19 years. No different.
19 years, no different. Go ahead and make your walk to the pit. Jazz, back to you.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome his opponent. Here is Ishe Smith.
So Ishe Smith, the former IBF Junior Middleweight Champion, 29-11 with 12 knockouts as a pro boxer. So many of those defeats, disputed decisions. A guy who didn't get the easy route to a world title, had to earn it, had to beat Cornelius Bunderidge in his hometown to get that world title. And you want to talk about tough routes to restart your career without gloves in a brand new sport. Ishe Smith is a man not afraid of a challenge.
Well, he's a man's man, and this is a man's man sport. Anybody climbing in here, and certainly a guy that has lived the lifestyle and been in the spotlight as a world champion, to start all over again and do this says a lot about him and his fabric as just a man.
Ishe Smith said he saw Paulie Malignaggi fight bare knuckle, and then he saw Manny Pacquiao turn back the clock against Keith Thurman at the age of 40, and he said, well, why do I have to retire? Let's run it back. Let's get back in there.
Yeah. Now, the finesse of pro boxing at that level, the beauty of the defense, the slipping of punches, the parrying, the footwork is spectacular. I can tell you, it's so precise at that level of boxing. It's really beautiful to watch. But tonight, Payan, he doesn't want to play that game. He's got to step in against Ishe Smith and turn this thing into a brawl, right?
Exactly, and Ishe Smith, at least the way that he fought as a pro boxer, wants to do the opposite. He's a master boxer, a guy who has worked with Floyd Mayweather for so many years. But you can throw all of that out the window when you take the gloves off, as we take a look at the tail of the tape. Ishe Smith, 41 years of age. Estevan Payan, the younger man at 37. Ishe Smith giving up just an inch in reach, but gaining so much in experience. It is time for our co-main event.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for your co-main event of the night? 3 rounds in the Valor Bare Knuckle middleweight division. Your judges are Terry Red Fox, Ben Boucher, and Wayne Fox. And once again, when the action begins, your referee is Bobby Wambacher. And now, introducing, fighting out of the blue zone tonight, he is wearing black. He weighed in at 161 pounds, 31 professional fights to his tenure, undefeated in bare knuckle competition, an MMA, boxing, and bare knuckle veteran from Phoenix, Arizona. Introducing Estevan El Terrible Payan. And now, across the pit, fighting out of the red zone tonight, he is wearing black. He also weighed in at 161 pounds, fighting out of Las Vegas, making his Valor Bare Knuckle debut. He is the former boxing junior middleweight world champion, presenting Ishe Sugar Shay Smith.
All right, gentlemen, we've been through the rules in the back. I expect a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Touch them up if you want.
Well, Pat, I was ringside the night Ishe Smith won his world title. I never imagined I would see him fighting bare knuckle, but here we go.
Reality, baby, reality.
Let's get after it.
Round 1, this one's scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds.
A lot of parrying going on right now from Smith. Yeah, he feinted. He read it right away and feinted the jab to come around that parry with a hook.
Interesting for Ishe getting used to the geography here. Oh, good jab lands from Ishe Smith.
Both guys countering back and forth. This thing is in levels, high level.
Smith with the legendary Eddie Mustafa Muhammad in his corner, the former light heavyweight champion. It's a new world for him here tonight too.
Certainly.
Jab to the body from Payan.
Ishe, beautiful movement. Missed with that hook, big though.
See the redness on the body of Payan and from Smith.
Not as many body shots in this night of bare knuckle fighting that I was expecting. Oh, good flurry there. Estevan Payan. I think he's starting to really enjoy this.
Yeah, smiles after that shot. Continues to come forward. Good hook from Smith and a right hand drops Payan. That would be ruled a slip.
Boy.
Smith says, come on, let's go.
Smith got a beautiful jab. Look at that jab. Pumping it out there. Footwork.
See Payan starting to bring that right hand across the face to try and parry that jab. He is bothered by that left hand of Ishe Smith.
Well, heck yeah, Payan's got it. He's making him bite on all kinds of feints. He's got to be careful getting sloppy with that left hook, though. Payan come back with a cross.
Smith just misses with that right hand, knocked away. Right hand of Payan.
Smith. Bite again.
Inside the final minute of the opening round.
Payan is not turning this into a brawl. He is boxing with a boxer. Not the wisest choice in my mind.
Well, frankly, I mean, give credit to Ishe Smith. He hasn't allowed it to become that.
Right. Oh, beautiful body shot. There's the world-class boxing coming through. Look at him dancing. Looking pretty. Oh.
Big right hand from Smith. Starting to get into a rhythm here, starting to have fun.
He's buying time with those feints. He's keeping him off of it.
No, stop. Let go. Fight.
Those feints give you time to breathe, too, and reset.
Final 30 seconds of the opening round. Smith absolutely dominant. Beautiful boxing here in the opening round.
Masterful, masterful. Fun to watch. Snapping.
Still working behind that jab for the final 10 seconds. Payan applying pressure, but hasn't really let his hands go for a little while. kept at bay by the former world champion.
Ishe Smith looking down at his left hand. He landed a lot of jabs, so inspecting his left hand a little bit. Knuckles a little swollen, it looks like. Take a look back. Action in the first round. Was not ruled a knockdown, but he definitely got hit. Take a look at the work by Ishe Smith. Look at him doubling up on the jab, then comes back with that hook. Definitely landed the left and the right there at the end. Knocked him off balance. So, it could easily be a knockdown because he got hit in the center of the ring.
Estevan, are you ready? Ishe, are you ready? Let's get after it.
Round 2 of Ishe Smith's bare knuckle boxing debut. This one's scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds.
Payan gets a couple through. Now, let's see if he starts stepping up the pace here.
It was a dominant boxing display from Ishe Smith, who really looked comfortable for all 3 minutes.
He really did. Estevan Payan starting a little faster here, waiting in.
Trying to jab his way in.
You can see that open hand, trying to deflect as many and parry as many of those punches as possible.
Good shot sneaks in there from Payan.
Ishe.
Sneaky hook again from Payan.
Ishe rolled with it though. He's a master of that. Didn't dig in on him. Glanced off. He sees those hooks coming now pretty well. I tell you what, man, he's setting that cross up beautifully with those jabs.
You notice Ishe with his footwork not struggling at all with the geometry here. He knows exactly where he is at all times, even though he can't feel the ropes. That's those years of training.
Absolutely, absolutely. He's aware of where he's at, as you said. Now he'll turn him.
Get back in.
Those double laterals, move left then right, then back left. Never let your opponent set his feet to unload on you. Payan getting a little frustrated, starting to come forward a little more aggressively. He needs to do that. Just got to be careful getting clipped. Sticks his tongue out at Smith. Smith sticking him. He's got to move his head more on the way in. Got to.
Smith trying to set up that right hand over the top, trying to bring it behind the jab. There he looks for it again.
Payan's having fun though. He's talking to Smith.
Less than a minute left to go here in the second round. Right hand connects again from Smith.
Payan needs to come back quicker. Smith very quick.
Well, Payan is almost advertising to Ishe that right hand isn't coming. He has it so far open to parry that Ishe doesn't have that to worry about.
Right.
Body shot from Ishe Smith. You can hear that in the rafters.
There he's trying to get him into a brawl. Yeah, that body shot sounded like Rocky Balboa in the meatpacking plant.
Payan, amazingly, hasn't cut, at least not noticeably.
There's a couple jabs.
Out of the way, yeah.
Nice head movement there by Payan.
Another smooth, dominant boxing round from Ishe Smith.
Ishe made him miss big there at the end and then stuck his tongue out at Payan. In my book, that's 2 rounds to 0 for Ishe Smith. Ishe Smith not even breathing hard over there in the corner. Take a look at Ishe Smith's work here. throws this combo and then digs to the body. Tell you what, Payan took that body shot pretty well. Didn't seem to phase him at all. Yeah, and here he makes him miss big. It's like a bullfighter there.
Here we go, third and final round, Ishe Smith and Estevan Payan. And Pat, you have to appreciate the approach of Ishe Smith. Sticking to what he knows. Yeah, it's bare knuckle, but that doesn't mean I have to get in there and brawl.
Right, well, he's doing his best not to. Payan's trying to draw him into it now. Payan trying to make up for that big miss. Look, nobody wants to miss a kick and fall down or miss a punch and somebody not be there at all. So, beautiful. Payan ducking out of the way of that nicely.
Smith just keeping the jab active.
Payan parrying as much as he can. Throwing that
Jab
left
gets
hook.
in.
Ishe keeping that right hand up. He sees it coming though. You can see how he keeps that right hand up quite a bit. He's ready to block that hook from Payan. Payan needs, he's got a good jab. He needs to throw more of it.
Well, and this is just a simple fundamental approach from Smith. You keep the jab out there, you force Payan to reset again and again.
Absolutely. Well, just the simple movement. Payan not able to dig his feet in and unload with power very much because he doesn't know if Smith's going to be there or not. Whoa, clubbed him in the back of the head.
Smith just missed with the right hand there as well as he fell through.
Payan has good boxing skills. Oh, body shot there.
Might have strayed a little bit low, but no warning from the ref. Payan got about a minute and a half to turn this thing around.
Good job pressuring right now. He's got to turn this into a brawl. He has got to get a knockout here. He's down 2 rounds to nothing. He's been the aggressor here.
Stop, break.
Payan getting the only opportunity he's got, just digging in body shots in the clinch.
Let it go, got the gosh. Counter with that jab, beautiful by Ishe Smith.
No, stop. You can't push down on his head. Come on, get up.
Payan,
Get up.
got that mixed martial arts experience. Ishe Smith talked about that with us. Said, he doesn't have all those tools in there with me, not in this.
Now inside 30 seconds for Estevan Payan to do something dramatic.
Stop. Back. Fight.
Payan looking for that home run left hook.
And Ishe had that right arm up.
You gotta stay off of that, Ishe.
Payan frustrated with Ishe's movement.
Final 10 seconds.
Oof.
Smith just misses over the top. Payan looking for that dramatic shot.
There we go.
Stop.
And that'll do it.
Payan, good third round, knew that he had to try and get the finish. Stepped up the pace, did turn it into a brawl periodically.
See Ishe getting the hands iced up.
Yeah, they hurt. His hand's swollen up a little bit. He pumped that jab out there a lot.
Ishe told us he's never had hand problems in his career. Certainly going to have to ice those down here tonight. He landed a lot of them on the face and on the body of Estevan Payan, who miraculously doesn't really look all that marked up.
No, he took a lot of shots. Really, a little bit of swelling over the right eye, not a lot. He's over there smiling, talking. Tough guy, he's got good boxing skills, he does. It's just, Ishe Smith had the footwork, had the jab, controlled the fight with it. Did a really good job of keeping the fight, from not getting out of control, basically.
Well, and it's tough to overcome, that gap in experience because, yeah, this is bare knuckle boxing, but, without clinching, without the other elements, as Ishe Smith said, it's just a boxing match.
Yeah.
You take a look at some of the replays.
Payan picking it up, getting after it. See him landing a little bit there. Ishe trying to catch him coming in with that right hand. Yeah, look at Payan. He's just going to keep punching, man. See that lateral motion out of Ishe Smith. Trying to draw him into a counter right hand. Little flurry at the end. It was a fun fight, man. It was a beautiful boxing technique by Ishe Smith, of course. Payan, brilliant moments of his own.
It's definitely beautiful to watch a high-level operator like Ishe Smith in the rawest, most elemental form here with no gloves.
Fundamentals pay off. Yeah, his hands hurt. He's shaking them.
Let's find out if he's victorious. Let's send it up to Jazz.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of professional bare knuckle fighting, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judges Ben Boucher and Wayne Fox score the fight 29-28, and Terry Red Fox scores it 30-27 for your winner by unanimous decision, Ishe Sugar Shay Smith.
So Sugar Shay Ishe Smith adds to his resume the former IBF Junior Middleweight Champion, now 1-0 in bare knuckle boxing. He's with Pat right now inside the pit.
All right, in here with former world champion Ishe Smith. Ishe, look, we know that you've boxed with the greatest fighters in the world. You've been the greatest fighter in the world in your weight division. The fundamentals of boxing really don't change whether the gloves are on or off. Your jab was spectacular.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not here to please them and get in a fight. This is my first time doing this, so I already hurt my hand. I got to get used to it. I won. He lost every round, so.
Now, your footwork, your head movement, your parries, your feints, your fakes, all that stuff came into play. Payan definitely tried to turn it into a brawl, and I think you, as you just stated, did a great job of keeping the fight under control.
Yeah, I mean, it was easy work. I mean, he's a tough kid. I want to thank my kids back home watching. I want to give a shout out to them. All my soccer kids that I train, I want to give a shout out to them. All the support over the years, I want to thank everybody for supporting me. This is 19 years, man. I'm 41, so easy work. Easy work. It was easy. I mean, why am I going to sit there and fight him if I don't have to? And plus, I'm not used to this. My hand, look how, I never hurt my hand in boxing. Look how swollen my hand is. So it's easy work.
So would you say, I mean, you've got the skill set, obviously, to do this as much as you want. Will you look into, you know, the old school karate guys that have conditioned their hands by blasting them into boards and doing a lot of that sort of stuff to toughen them up so that the hand injuries don't happen? Would that be something you'd probably look to do now?
Yeah, I would like to keep going. I love working with Valor this time. If they want to have me back, I'd love to be back. Or my boy Dana White over at UFC, I'd love to go do that. Or I always got my 19 years in boxing. I love to do that. Top rank got a guy, I think, named Carlos Adames. I love to fight him. So I just want to keep fighting, man. This was easy work, but it was different. I want to thank Kenshamrock for giving me the opportunity. Definitely different to try something with no gloves or nothing on, but it was great.
Takes a real man to step in here. We know you're a real man and what you're made of. It was a pleasure to watch you work, to watch true world class right in front of us, my friend. Great job.
So much.